Welcome back for some more movements. This workout is perfect if you are short on time. Dare I say, maybe you even thought about skipping it today because you're so busy or short on time. Don't skip it. So just do this one. It's a very short, but very effective and efficient. So this is a plie squat series that we'll be doing today, which I think we tend to think lower body strength. Of course, that's true. But in this series, we will also be working core and upper body. So that's the whole body. And we will be working strength and toning, of course. But in addition, we will be getting balance, we'll be getting the heart rate up, and we'll be working mobility. So we're basically to get it all done in a tiny amount of time. So perfect if it's a busy day and you want to get some exercise in, but you aren't quite sure how you'll fit it in, just hit play and do this one. Maybe you already worked out or got some exercise today, but you're trying to break up a stretch of time that maybe you're not moving so much. You know, maybe you're stuck working for a stretch of hours and you want to break that up with a little bit of a movement break. This is also perfect for that. So without further ado, let's get moving. So let's get moving. We're going to start in a nice wide stance with a comfortable turnout from the hips. Hips, knees, ankles are all tracking together. So everything's turning out a little bit. The middle of the kneecaps are tracking about with the middle toes, especially when we bend the knees. We're gonna watch that they stay in that nice alignment. And let's just start. So we're gonna bend our knees and then come back up. Good, and you can always adjust your range of motion or your turnout as needed. So the joints feel really comfortable. We can keep that nice alignment. Good. And now that we have the lower body nice and aligned, let's work on the spine. So we're thinking about having a neutral pelvis. Our tailbone points down towards the ground. We're not tucking under or arching in the pelvis. And we're gonna think about from here also keeping the ribcage right over the pelvis. So we have that nice alignment. Now you can stay doing the plie and face your screen, but I'm going to turn just to kind of show that spine and pelvis alignment a little bit better. So we're gonna think about tailbone pointing down. So we're not posterior tucked under or anterior with the pelvis. We have that nice alignment because we want our spine to be nice and aligned here, right? And our core to be able to activate as well. So tailbone is pointing down and then the ribs, they're not out in front like this, but we're gonna drop the ribs down in the sternum as well so that the rib cage is right over the pelvis. The front of the rib cage is flush with the front of the pelvis. Good, I'm gonna come back and face you guys. And then we're gonna relax the shoulders down, nice long neck, ears back over the shoulders. Good. Let's do 2 more of these. And then we're just gonna add arms in. So the arms are just gonna come down and up, so like a jumping jack, minus the jumping. So it's really low impact, but there's a lot of muscular energy happening here. As we straighten the legs without moving the feet, almost imagine we're dragging those heels towards each other, and then there's a little release on the way down. We're trying to breathe as best we can into the ribs, and as those arms come up, we're not shrugging the shoulders or letting those ribs pop back up again. Good. So heart rate's even coming up here. So nice alignment. And 3, building that heat and energy in the body. 2, and 1. And then from here, we're gonna come out with the arms. We're just gonna do a little hip shake and maybe just twist those arms a little bit too. So now my legs are straight. They're getting a little break from all of the plie squats. Good, and then we're just gonna fire up the arms a bit. So we're really getting the whole body here, even though it's a pretty short series. We're getting it all done. Getting some strength, mobility, getting the heart rate up, building energy, aligning ourselves. Good. And 3, and 2, and 1. Now we're gonna come back to our plie jacks. So we're gonna come down. It's almost like we're sliding the back of our rib cage up and down an invisible wall behind us. So we're keeping that nice alignment. Now from here, if you want a little added challenge, we can lift the heels as we come up and then back down as we come down. So it's a plie and then we lift those heels. So now we're adding some balance challenge in here as well. And we'll feel those deep core muscles activate to help us stay balanced. Good. And 3, Feel it up energy as we come up, and then that grounding energy as we come down. And last one. Now we're gonna come up, heels down. We're just gonna twist side and side. Good. I'm keeping my pelvis and my lower body relatively stable here and really thinking about rotating from the rib cage. Just wringing tension out of the body. Good. And 2 more. And then we're gonna come back center. Now from here, we're gonna come back to our plie. We're gonna stay low this time and just little pulses. And low might be different for everybody as far as how low you want to go, but we're gonna stay kind of at that bottom half of our range of motion in our plies. And I'm gonna bring my pant leg up as you can see. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna alternate here. So we're gonna lift one heel and then the other heel. Lift and lift. So just getting some nice articulation, some nice movement in those feet as well. And you can feel probably that it's not just the feet that are working when we change how we position or load the foot. It's not just the foot that is affected, right? You probably feel the lower leg, the thighs, the core, right, working as well. Good. And 3, 2. Arms can always be down if the arms are getting tired. Last one. Now maybe a little challenge, maybe both heels up. Holding here, maybe little pulses for 10, 9. Heels can be down if that needs to be. Good. And 3, 2, and 1. Woo, let's bring the heels down. We're just gonna go side to side now. Just get some lateral flexion. Just opening up the side body. And always, again, just being mindful when the arms go overhead that we're not shrugging the shoulders. So we're really just opening up through the side body. One more set. And then coming back center, we're gonna do a little side lunge, side to side. Just cooling it down a little bit here. And then maybe adding a little dorsiflexion. So bringing those toes up. We've done potentially a lot of plantar flexion with those heel lifts. So now we're gonna do some toe lifts to balance that out. So some nice mobility through the lower leg and ankle. And 2. And 1, we're gonna come center. Now if we just bend the knees, we're gonna hinge at the hip and come down. And then we're just gonna roll the spine up. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Let's do that one more time. So we're just gonna hinge down with a nice long spine. And then just roll vertebrae by vertebrae back up. Relaxing the shoulders down and back. And we're all done. So we did it. Thanks so much for joining me for some movement. I love a movement break, and I love when we have something that is concise and efficient and effective. So on those days and in those times when we're tempted to just skip movement altogether because we feel like it's not worth it, or we don't have time for anything that could be, make a difference, we can do this, right? We worked cardio, we worked strength, we worked balance, we worked mobility, we worked the whole body. It's nice to just kind of clear the mind and just kind of get a nice little energy burst during our day as well. So we did it. We should be so proud of ourselves because it's so tempting to skip when we're short on time, and there you go. Or maybe you weren't short on time and you did do a workout today, but you did a little extra by putting this in, because of course, the amount of time that we spend moving is important, but also how frequently we move is important too, right? So maybe we worked out for an hour this morning, but then, there's 23 more hours in the day. So maybe we just want to put a little more movement in there too. This is perfect for that as well. So whatever your goals were or your purpose or wherever you're coming from today, I'm so glad you chose some movement, and I'm so glad that we got to move together. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you again soon.